jot down, I would say maybe 5 to 10 money thoughts, just stream of consciousness. What is coming to your head when you say, how am I feeling about my money? What comes up for you? Don't overthink it. Just start writing, start feeling. This is where we connect with money, not on a sort of business level, but on a heart-centered, more feeling level. Your relationship with money matters. I'm Michelle Perkins, and this is the Money and You podcast, where I will be breaking down your relationship with money, offering tough love money tips, and a money dating plan that will focus on lifting the barriers to success to help pave the way for better money practices and increased wealth. It's time to take control to live a limit-free life. It starts today. Hello, and welcome. I'm Michelle Perkins, the host of the Money and You Show, and we are here today, as always, broadcasting from ubngo.com. And I'm going to bring you a relatively quick show today on defrazzling your relationship with money. I don't know about you, but sometimes I get frazzled in my relationships. I get a little upset, I get a little short-tempered, I get a little stressed, and I'm feeling that a little bit today with money. Partly, today's October 16th, and here in California anyway, our tax deadline got extended. So for many of us, we're filing taxes and paying taxes and doing other fun things like that today. So maybe I'm a little frazzled because of that. Also taking care of my parents' tax return and a couple other people's. Also a little more complicated. You have to be a little more organized. Got a little frazzled around that. I'm always trying to help you see how your relationship with money is similar to other relationships. And when we're frazzled, we're not at our best. We're not getting along as well, perhaps, as we want to. And it's very similar with money. And this time of year, we are at, like I said, October 16th. It's a perfect time of year to unpack and look at what's going on with your money. Maybe have a little of your own personal money, financial therapy going on. Maybe just with yourself first, maybe with the partner second. It's a good time of year to do that. We're post-summer. Chances are you have some leftover summer spending that you might still be paying off. You are looking at holidays coming up. You're looking at again, perhaps different tax payments. You're looking at a lot of things that are coming up in this fall. So I think this time of year is actually the perfect time to stop and breathe and kind of get to know your money a little better at this juncture, not to wait, so that you know how to navigate the holidays, any charitable giving that you want to be doing, any people that you want to be taking care of. And just to navigate the next few months. So to me, some of these things too, if we don't do them now, we're going to be stuck. It's really too late to do them after the holidays to get the best results from any kind of money actions that you might want to take. And I'll explain that in just a minute. So now is the perfect time. If we wait, we'll miss some opportunities. So I would say right now, soon as you can, just like you would with a partner who, if you're feeling stressed with that person or in any kind of conflict, it's a good time to stop, breathe, get into your own head, figure out what's going on, and then have some conversations and see how you can go forward. So let's talk about that with respect to money. There's a few things. Well, of course, I always want to start with mindset. So I'm going to talk about 3 different things that I really think will help you to navigate the rest of the year and set you up for a good beginning of 2024, which we can actually start thinking about. Mindset. Mostly, I don't think we take the time to check in with ourselves around how we're feeling about our money. How are we feeling our relationship with money is right now? Is it better than it was this time last year? Have you, connected with your money a little bit more? Do you understand it better? Have you taken some actions that you set out to take that are helpful? Or is it the opposite? I mean, are you having some money issues that you've never had before? Are things going on that are causing you more stress than last year? So there's no right or wrong, good or bad here. It's just a matter of just sort of understanding your current reality with money. And it's going to change all the time, just like the relationships. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be complications and good times. And so I would say, if you can, especially, for me, everything's better first thing in the morning. If I sit down with a pad of paper and lay things out in the morning early with a cup of coffee and the sun just starting to come, onto my porch, I can do it with a clearer head and I can do it with less angst. So part of defrazzling is to find that time of day and that space where you can stop and you can say, okay, I'm going to actually stop my day and focus on money, because money tends to be that thing that gets left, to just run itself almost. So a personal mindset adjustment and personal money kind of reality check. Okay. Lay out on a piece of paper how you're feeling. What are your feelings around money in this moment? What are the predominant feelings? Is there more fear than joy? Is there more, whatever it is there more of a sense of scarcity, loss? Is there more of a sense of abundance and expansion? What are you feeling? And, most people who talk about feelings will tell you to feel into your body. What is your body telling you? Are you feeling kind of gripped out when you think about it? Are you feeling something in your stomach, something in your heart? This is a little more woo-woo, but it is really how you can tell if you have issues. How are you feeling physically? And how are you feeling mentally? Like, what's going on? What are the thoughts you're having? Jot down, I would say, maybe 5 to 10 money thoughts, just stream of consciousness. What is coming to your head when you say, how am I feeling about my money? What comes up for you? Don't overthink it. Just start writing, start feeling. This is where we connect with money, not on a sort of business level, but on a heart-centered, more feeling level. And it's super important. We were never told that we should connect with money in that way. But that's why I like to talk about money as relationship, because you have feelings about money. And some of them are going to serve you and some of them are not. And so we want to know what they are. All right. So writing some notes about it, writing your feelings, writing your thoughts. Your thoughts are always an indicator of your feelings. And so doing both of those is going to be very, very beneficial. And then maybe writing a little about what you want. What is it that, maybe disappointed you? What are you dissatisfied with? What are you satisfied with? And what would you like to see happen in the next 3 months, 6 months, a year, whatever you can handle right now? This kind of journaling, this kind of writing things out is going to really help you. Okay. And you don't have to know all your numbers. You don't have to look at your P&Ls first or your bank accounts or anything. Just let this sort of pour out of you so you connect with money on this level. And then you can see where you're at. You're feeling basically good, basically bad, somewhere in the middle. And again, what do you want? How do you want to feel? What are some thoughts you'd love to have? And we can start doing some affirmations. We can start writing some statements out that make you feel more positive, more hopeful. Even if you're not really feeling it right now, what would you like to feel? You can always put yourself into that as if place. It's very important to know where you want to go in life and in any relationship, including your money relationship. And if you're feeling any sense of sort of hopelessness, or it's always the same, or no matter, what I do, I'm landing in the same place, I never seem to move forward. If you're feeling those feelings, what would be something you'd like to be saying to yourself a year from now about your money? Let's just get into that headspace of where you'd like to be. Because when we operate from a place we don't want to be, and we're just sort of putting that out there, It's not gonna help us. Anyone who knows anything about law of attraction would say that putting these ideas out there, everything's always staying the same. You never get ahead. That is going to attract in more of that. We want to attract in more of what we want. So we have to put it out there. We have to state it to ourselves, and we have to state it to the universe, and we have to be clear on it. That's the hardest part. So, and I'm not talking about fantasy, I want $1 billion to drop into my mailbox tomorrow. Let's go with something that is, a little better than realistic, but not so out there that in your gut, that's not going to happen. Okay. And we can always leave it a little vague. Like, I hope something lands in my mailbox that's going to make a difference in my financial life. Okay. That's the mindset piece. And that is really so crucial while you're assessing your money relationship to start into that in this way. Not looking at numbers, looking into yourself and looking into what's going on. And from there, it's a good idea, again, to get to know your numbers. Now is the perfect time to, if you have a business, to make sure you've done your P&Ls, to make sure at least, as far as you can get to, maybe even just through June, but something to tell you where you stand right now. And if you don't have a business, same thing. Where are you? How much money have you made so far? Do you have a spending plan or a budget, and how's that going? I mean, just enough. You don't have to go into full accountant mode and track every single thing by the penny. And if you want to, you can. There are people who love that, so go for it. But if you're not that person, don't go the other way and just stay in kind of ignorance about everything. Figure out where you're at, because where you're at is going to make a difference in a number of ways. It's going to particularly make a difference in what your tax situation is, which now is the time to be thinking about that. This is one of those things where we tend to wait too long. And, it's not till the end of the year that we're starting to think about all our, various revenue streams and how much we're spending and what tax advantages we could find out there. So now's the time to make an appointment with your tax accountant for the fall, so you can get that person involved in strategizing with you. You have time to do things. If you have a tax plan or tax strategy and you start now thinking about it, you have time to do some things. And that leads us into the idea of looking at your retirement, because you have a few more months to either contribute more to retirement. Remember, you do get tax deductions for any money that not any money, but certain amounts of money that you can put into your IRAs. So, and other, retirement plans. So you want to talk to your financial person, and you want to mostly check and see, have I contributed this year? How much have I contributed? Have I reached the taxable limit? And see what you need to do. Again, a strategy for the rest of the year. And remember, if you are making payments to retirement, you can always in your head go, well, I have debt, I have this, I have that, I should be doing other things. The payments that you make into retirement that are deductible, that's going to save you a lot of money. So there's almost never a way to justify not doing that unless you absolutely can't do anything. But if you have choices and you're trying to decide, where that money should go, that's always a really important place, especially to the limit, under which you get a tax break. So take a look at that, figure out where you're at. It is kind of remarkable that a lot of times people don't know where they're at in their retirement planning and the contributions to their retirement accounts until the end of the year. The end of the year, it's getting a little too late to do much about it. So now you can step it up. You can see, where you want that to go. If you're contributing regularly and you've already reached the maximum that is deductible in certain accounts, you can put that money elsewhere where you might also get a tax advantage. So again, definitely want to start talking to your tax advisor, your tax person now, so you can do some smart things. And you want to think about what's coming up, the holidays. We tend to take that for granted too. We tend to take, we just kind of go into it, and then we get excited, and then we get in the Christmas spirit or whatever, and before you know it, we've got a whole lot that we're spending usually on credit. So if you don't want that to be the case and to wake up in January pretty sad, not only that the holidays are over, but that you have a whole pile of debt, let's figure that out now. Really think realistically how, this isn't a judgment on how you do holidays. I mean, if you want to decorate to the hilt and throw 5 parties and buy very expensive gifts, that is completely your choice. But that said, how are you going to do it? What are you going to look at? How are you going to plan for it? Do you even know amounts to sort of target? So I think it's really important to think that through ahead of time and either figure out how you're going to pay for it and, start planning that now. There's nothing wrong with pre-planning those things. It doesn't take away. It actually really adds to the holiday fun when you come, on the other end in January and you don't have a financial problem from holiday spending. So I think, between taxes, holidays, and still paying off vacations, potentially from summer or camps or whatever it might be, there is a lot to think about and to manage at this time of year. So I would just say, get in the groove right now of making the last quarter of the year really a money management quarter. And first get yourself in that mindset where this isn't drudgery. This is actually important, beneficial, potentially interesting, and any way that you can make it fun, you want to do that. Because if money is never fun when you sit down and look at it, and it's just always, emotionally challenging, then you want to do it more. You don't want to do it less. It's kind of like going to the gym. If it's painful when you go to the gym more, because eventually it'll get less painful. And you'll also see results. And it's the same thing with your money. So work on that relationship. And now is a really crucial time. Remember, when you sit down to think about your money, if you're realizing, oh, well, I haven't really thought about money all year. It was a busy year and I've been working and I've been, taking care of kids and I didn't have time to think about money this year. Now is a good time to just become aware that money is not a high priority for you. You're not paying enough attention to it. You're not tuning in and building that relationship with it. And you can't say you want more money, or you want to have more abundance, or you want to live a bigger life or a different life, or do any of the things you want to do and make money a low priority. It just doesn't align. And so making money a higher priority, getting to know it, and actually learning whatever it takes. You can talk to me about ways to make it more fun to deal with your money. But if you don't do that, then it really doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about it to feel or act or speak like money is a huge priority for you. So if you want to prove it to yourself and make that commitment to making money a priority, that doesn't mean you love money in a weird way. That just means money is a big part of your life. You have a relationship with it and you're going to pay attention to it and make it a priority. It seems pretty reasonable and super, super important. So that's really my show for today. I think there's so many other financial topics we could have touched on that would be great to think about right now. But that's the other problem, is sometimes we can get too ambitious with it and think we're going to fix everything in our financial world. So pick a few things. Start with mindset. Work on retirement planning towards the end of the year, tax planning toward the end of the year, and some thoughts on spending for the rest of the year, knowing what's coming and planning for it. How are you going to make that work for you so you are not frazzled and in a worse relationship at the end of the year? Thanks so much. And I do have another Money Date course starting on October 24th. That's where I actually chaperone you on 10 money dates. We go on them, we discuss different topics, we take action on different topics. So there's education in there, a lot of mindset. Half of it is mindset and getting to know yourself with money, your beliefs, your feelings, your thoughts, and how they impact your decision making. And then we do take practical action together, whatever it is that you need. Everybody can do different things. And by the end of the 3 months, you have learned how to spend quality time with your money. You've learned how to date your money, and you have gotten into a habit that is making sense to you. And you're saying to yourself, wow, I understand what my money relationship is now. A lot of people who come into the course don't really understand that term, but when they leave, they sure do. So anyway, that's starting. If you're interested in that, you can contact me, Michelle, 2 L's, at limitfreelife.com. And you can also go on to the money mindset page of the limitfreelife.com website and see more info on that. So reach out to me. You can find me on pretty much all the social media platforms. And you can find the podcast on all the podcast platforms. So please, if you like the show, leave a review, give us a like, share the show with your friends who would like to have better relationships with their money. And we'll see you next week.